I'm Leo. Welcome back to our channel, Yoga with Lynn and Leo. And remember, if you like the video, click on the like and subscribe.
Yes, and today we're going to be practicing Gomukhasana. So we're going to be practicing some of the different ways to approach this pose and also to become more supple from practicing Gomukhasana.
So Gomukhasana is cow-faced pose, and we're going to be practicing it in Tadasana, a standing position, mountain pose.
And Leo's just going to give you a quick demo if you're unsure of the pose. So if you've got long arms, this will come quite easy to you. But as we know, all the poses act as a prescription to become more supple and to open in the body. So we have to learn how to work in the pose. So this is the framework of the action. So Leo will turn around now and we'll go through some of the deeper elements of the pose.
So if you can't grab your hands, you use a belt. All right, so if you're a little bit stiff in your shoulders, then have a belt or a rope or a tie handy.
Yes, and that is very important. Don't leave that out, because you do need to have some sort of connection with all the poses. Of course, you need to have an energy of stability in the action. So if you are approaching the pose and you're new to the pose, then just follow. Extend the arm out to the side. So coming with your left arm, be sure that it's not going too high, it's just below the shoulder itself. We're trying to elongate all of these muscles all the way along towards the fingertips. So see that you reach, you reach, you reach. So by increasing this action, you'll be able to get a little bit more rotation in the shoulder itself. So even if you have long arms and you find this pose really easy, this is a very important stage of the pose. You can see how I'm giving a little bit of a tug to Leo here.
It's like being on the rack.
And then we come to this rotation. So rotate that shoulder forward so that you can get the ball and socket joint moving right at the reach. And then from that action, you're rotating. You keep the length of the upper arm as you bend the elbow up the back. So we will just show you, Leo will turn around again to just have a look at this action. So remembering, extending, getting that length. If there's restriction, then you need to do this on a regular basis. When you take the arm back, along between the spine, this needs to remain long. So rotating the arm, rolling the shoulder and taking the arm up. So you can see here where the shoulder blade comes out slightly. This is very common. This is when there's a lot of tightness in the soft tissue fibre. So be sure that you get the length from the centre of the spine out towards the shoulder, and the collarbones, of course, extending from the inner collarbone to the outer collarbone. You can see how this becomes really a lot flatter. And then taking the top arm up, extending up, reaching, and rotating this arm towards the ear side. And now keeping the length in the upper arm, and you only bend and hinge at the elbow. So don't be so don't kind of drop this area. This area's got to really lengthen and keep that length there. And then see that you extend. So it's harder to reach the fingers that way, but you want that challenge. You want to see that you take the framework as long and as broad as you possibly can. And then keep that nice opening of the chest. So Leo will turn around and just see the front of the body. So don't forget, as Leo was mentioning, this pose will help you to become more supple for a whole range of poses, particularly your back bends, your inversions. And this is why this is really important to breathe and broaden within this framework. So when you're here, this tends to be quite short, this area. So you've got to breathe and keep that area nice and broad and open. Yeah. And holding and clasping those hands and reaching the elbows away. And of course, if it's difficult to catch the hands, then you can catch a belt or a tie. And then we'll repeat on the other side. So hopefully if you are joining in with us, you'll feel a little bit more action in this pose. I do know when I first started practicing this pose, it brought so much heat to my body.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
I mean, it's quite challenging. Okay, so to the other side, whichever that may be for you. And then rotating, remember that shoulder comes forward, right forward. Those of you who are really stiff, you need to get that rolling action of the shoulder, and then taking the arm back between the shoulder blades, and then reaching the top arm up as much as you can. Yeah, you can see this whole action extending really nicely, and as we were saying previously, you've got to keep this length, keep this action, and hinge at the elbow. And now Leo will find it really more difficult to reach her hands. She's got really long arms, she does this pose really well, but we've got to make it a little bit less accessible for her so that she works all those tiny little fibres which need to extend.
Yes, just because you find a pose is easy and accessible does not mean to say that you don't have to work in it. You then have to find a way to work in it to make it more challenging.
Yes, and having that space will help you to discover more and grow. And then releasing out of the action and standing in a good Tadasana.
So thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the Gomukhasana. We'll be doing others in this series that are preparational actions for shoulder balance, Sarvangasana, shoulder stand.
Yes. Namaste.
Namaste.